Let's do it.
Welcome to the pod. Welcome to the pod. What's up, everybody? This is the Quad with Chris Young.
I was really hoping that wasn't going to happen.
Josh is sick.
I'm not contagious, but I do sound terrible.
You're going to be fine. But producer Josh.
Hey, everyone.
Haley the Bear.
Hello.
Monsell working them cameras. And Ryan from Miami is absent today because if you have not seen weather reports, there's obviously a lot going on down in Florida. So he is unable to be here. If anyone has not seen me without sunglasses on, I know you can tell there's a little discoloration here.
I punched him.
No.
Y'all have been asking for a couple weeks about why he's wearing sunglasses.
So I rolled. This is the dumbest. My injuries always end up being the dumbest things of all time.
You'd have your own compilation of 100 dumb ways to die.
Right?
Just Chris Young.
Ways to die.
Just Chris Young edition.
If y'all don't know what that song is, then you won't get the joke. But I rolled off of the couch on the bus in the middle of the night, and like the bus shifted at the same time, and the first thing that hit was not my eye. It was actually up here on top of my head. So I've had stitches in my head where they had to remove a hematoma off of the top of my head. So that's finally gone, which is good, which is nice.
Yep.
There's no scarring, I don't think. And but obviously, when you hit your head or you have surgery or anything like that, even if it's minor, where does it go?
It pools
right
to
here.
where it's like water. It pools to whatever's the easiest place to
The
go.
open cavity.
Yeah,
That is your eyes.
Happy Monday if you're listening to this today. That's what you get for the open.
Let this be an inspiration to you, despite all of these things.
Don't sleep on a couch.
Don't sleep on a couch, but despite the black eyes and the hoarse voice, we still got up and did this.
Yeah, we're here.
And so if we can do it, you can do it.
I'm nervous because y'all are going back and forth with your black eyes. And
I know. I'm next.
I know.
I have to get
You're
another
next.
one. Yeah.
You're next, Josh.
I can't wait.
Do it.
39 years.
Do it.
I got one last. Was it the spring? Was it fall? When was it? I don't remember.
I don't know.
And now here we are, just falling apart.
Somebody goes, "You just had one," and I was like, "No,
It
I
was-
did not." I was like, "That was a year ago."
It was last fall around award show time because
Oh,
of
yeah,
my
that's right.
I was like, that was a long time ago.
It was right before my basketball playoffs. That's right.
Yeah. So, by the way, I feel like this year, for some reason, has gone. January was really long. February was really long. March, April, May, June, July, August. It's like, I was like, oh crap, we are in August. I only have a couple weekends
June.
left.
Jason Derulo.
Oh, hey, will you do me a favor
And look at the polls?
and pull up the poll and
We
be
have-
Ryan and oh yes, the polls. Polls are very important.
Polls are very important.
Yeah.
We love
So,
polls here on X.
If,
And
if you guys have not heard that before, and this is your first time just listening or watching on YouTube, first of all, definitely make sure to rate, review, subscribe. But Ryan is notorious for always being the one that's supposed to do the poll, and he always forgets.
So we didn't talk about the poll from a couple weeks ago either. So the last poll we talked about was what was longer, a workout minute or a microwave minute. So that was the last poll we talked about, and a workout minute won that one.
Mm-hmm.
The next
We
poll,
talked about that.
No,
Yeah, we did.
I said that was the last one we talked about.
Oh,
There was
okay.
the week after that we didn't talk about, and that was what's the best 80s song of all time. And there was Party All the Time, Living on a Prayer, Eye of the Tiger, and The Heat Is On, and the winner was Living on a Prayer.
of course it was.
Second one in a row.
Should have been Eye of the Tiger.
And then and then the last poll we did, since we did something.
Wasn't that worded wrong? Wasn't it supposed to be the most 80s song?
No,
No,
it
no,
was
no, it's
supposed to
the
be
best.
the best 80s song. So I get it. There's
It literally was, what is the best 80s song?
I mean, you and I are on the same page.
It's fine.
I feel like people voted for Bon Jovi, not the actual song, but whatever.
And then
I get it.
and then the last poll we did, since we did something a little different and we didn't do a poll last week, we did who played a role so well no one could replace them. And it was between Jack Sparrow, Hugh Jackman, and Jesse Eisenberg, and the winner was Johnny Depp for Jack Sparrow. I finally won 3 polls in a week.
That is a good. I can't argue that.
Sure.
Like that's one of those that I'm like, high five, Bear.
Yeah.
Like you win. Like that's a good one.
I'm on a heater.
You're about to lose this week.
I like my pick, but y'all are probably going to be like, what?
Next time.
So, yeah, I probably will lose this week, but that's okay. I'll take 3 in a row.
By the way,
Anyways.
I don't know if we've talked about this on the podcast before, but one of the people that I want to have on is Scott White.
I would love Scott White to be on the podcast. I have so many questions.
Does a lot of voiceover work, but was also in like Mighty Ducks when he was
2
a kid.
and 3 as 2 completely different characters, and I want to ask him so many questions about those.
Me and him go back and forth about doing like voiceover work. He's on something that he just told me about the other day that I cannot reveal yet. But I'm going to tell you when we get done.
Yeah.
And it is so crazy. I'm like, how? I'm actually jealous. Like he's an incredible guy. But we'll get him on at some point. Let's go to music.
Before we get there, should we talk about the Olympics, our own Olympics from last week?
Dude, look.
Or do you want to save that for sports?
No, we can talk about it. So obviously, Ryan got gold. Of course, he's not here, which is actually good because now he can't just crow about it.
He would be, I don't know, insufferable. If you missed it, in lieu of a podcast last week, we decided to compete in our own version of the Olympics, which was really mostly just football stuff.
It was mostly football stuff, and then I was trying to make everybody go first at the end, and then it started raining, and I was like, well, I could slip and fall down and hurt myself again in a random accident, or I can just sort of
just 100 ways to die.
Yeah, exactly.
It was really fun. We all had a great time.
I got silver, by the way.
If you have not seen it, please check it out on our YouTube channel.
And
we would like to bring more different stuff for you guys.
Yeah, we're trying to bring stuff that's interesting.
I think we're interesting every week. I'm just saying, mixing it up every now and then is fun. So that the YouTube only episode is fun.
I'm requesting an all quad game of horse.
Oh yes, let's do it.
That way, like it's not because again, right?
Because you're gonna win.
Well, not just that, but I will 100% win. But I want to be fair to Haley, who obviously I would cross her ass up immediately and she would fall on the ground.
Just broken knees everywhere.
Like, that's not nice of me to do that. So
I was literally told 2 weeks ago I need a knee replacement and I refused. So I'm just gonna stay broken.
Yeah. But yeah, something like that.
I like that. I like that.
You know, could be fun. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, you know what, you guys, we're gonna put a poll up. I want you to tell us if you would like us to have a game of horse with the quad.
That would just be pure entertainment from my side because the ball might go this way, the ball might go this way.
Yes
it
or
would
no?
be pure entertainment, I promise.
I'm sure we can. Can you get your alma mater? Can we go down to MTSU and get a gym for it?
I'm sure we can. Trust me, I'm not worried about getting a gym.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm not either. I have plenty.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to think like what would be
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can get a good one. Speaking of, since we are in music, got a chance to play TD Garden opening for Alan Jackson.
So many wonderful things in one sentence.
It was incredible. It was incredible. This whole weekend was amazing. Shout out to anybody that came to any of the shows. Young Love and Saturday Night's still climbing the chart. I don't actually know where it is today on the chart. Mm-hmm. It may still be at 7. It might be top 5 for all I know. I haven't looked.
Nice little surprise either way.
Yeah, nice little surprise. I know it is still climbing. and I haven't been to the like northeast area of the country in a while. So getting to be there in Connecticut with Mohegan Sun, Boston, and then Binghamton, New York, absolutely phenomenal. Like, shout out to everybody that came to any of those shows. I love you. Thank you very, very much.
Common misconception that the Northeast isn't as country as the South. They are just as much, if not more, sometimes.
Oh, yeah. It's like different kinds of country. When you go to one place, they're like, oh, they're really country. When you go to the other way, they're really country, but they're two different kinds of country.
Yeah, it's not.
Well, like Rhode Island, there's some country spots up there, like Woonsocket.
Yeah.
Y'all know what I'm talking about if you're from up there.
So Northeast, we see you.
Yeah, we see you. We know what's up.
Oh, and if you didn't know, this is Alan Jackson's last tour.
Mm-hmm.
He has.
This is the first the first show.
Yeah, and
of his last tour.
He can't perform too much longer, which was really sad. But he still puts on a hell of a show.
It was amazing.
Were there any like cool Celtics things at the Garden that you saw? Was there like a trophy room or a Larry Bird jockstrap sitting around, or a can of Miller Lite?
I do have a signed Lakers Celtics photo back here in the corner that is.
And
Larry
or did
Bird
you get
Magic
it? Did you get
Johnson,
any good seafood while you're up there?
You know what? I did not.
Oh no.
We spent a lot of time at casinos.
I gambled a lot while I was there.
They didn't comp you a lobster roll in the middle of it?
Just, here's your lobster roll.
Butter or mayo? Here you go.
If you know, what is it? 1-800-BETS-OFF?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, if you have a
1-800-BETS-OFF.
gambling problem, we just always say that just because. No, I hit a straight flush on Pai Gow.
Okay.
Pays 50 to 1.
Yeah.
I had 100 out there. So it was good. It was a good day.
Cool.
Yeah, and that was after the show, so I got to open for a freaking legend, and then won money, and I was like, okay, today was a good day.
Yeah.
No, the shows are incredible. I've only got, a couple of weekends left, really. I'm going to be in Las Vegas this coming weekend, which I'm very, very excited about. I'll be in Seattle and then Oregon. I'll be in Virginia the weekend after that. And then there's like a show in New Mexico, and that's...
Was that the one that's rescheduled?
I've got... Well, no, there's one more weekend after that, too.
Okay.
But then it's just... There's like 1, 2, 3 shows that I got to do. So... All right. Well, what are you listening to this week, Josh?
It's a great question. I just put out a new song, but I'm not going to do the
No. Do it. Come on.
I just dropped a new song called "Having a Few," which is acoustic version of it. I'm doing as we talked about a couple weeks ago.
What did you decide?
I decided to do it all as singles, which was the correct move for the modern music era that we are in. However, making cover art for 7 different songs, as I'm a one-man show, not as fun. But over the next 2 months, 2.5 months, I think all 7 will be out. So every couple weeks.
I was just about to say, is it weekly or bi-weekly?
I think it's every 2 weeks.
Okay.
I still need to upload too because I did not feel good yesterday. But yeah, so if you have not checked out my solo music, and I have started pre-production on the next project, and it is rocking, like
nice,
heavy, like hearty kind of rocking stuff.
Okay.
And it is feeling amazing.
In honor of our movie for this week,
Such a
Bye, which I love that NSYNC put out, and they changed the name of it. They changed the name of how it's listed in iTunes.
Oh, really?
Like any streaming service. So like Apple Music, Spotify, any of that stuff. It says Bye from Deadpool and Wolverine.
Nice.
NSYNC, no strings attached.
Nice.
So yeah, we're going with that one.
Nice.
So I don't know quite how to pronounce their name. That's what I was trying to look for.
Adele.
No.
Sam Smith.
Cyril?
Is it? It's either.
I believe it would be Cyril.
Cisco.
Yeah, it's either Cyril. It's spelled Cyril.
Cereal. Delicious.
But
It's tasty.
I'll listen like
Frosted Flakes.
when I'm working out. I'll listen to hits on Apple, and it plays new songs. And this song came across, and it reminds me of a modern day Sonny and Cher, just with the vibe and the singing. And it's called "Stumbling In." It's kind of like disco techno, but like you'd have to listen to it to understand what I'm saying. But it's a really, really, actually, a really good song. So, however you pronounce that name, Cyril.
Cereal.
Cereal.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
But check it out.
All right. Well, let's go to sports.
Sports. Olympics.
All right.
USA.
I got it. Yeah, hang on. Australia, what are you doing?
Just in general or in sports?
Well, no. So here's the thing. I love Australia. I love playing there. The shows that we did there were amazing. It's one of the most beautiful places on the planet, in my opinion. And that goes not just for, obviously the coasts and nature and the people and like how welcoming everyone is.
The giant wolf spiders, etc.
No, we're not going to talk about that. But do you really, if anyone's listening to this from Australia, do you honestly think that you're going to have more gold medals than the United States? Because this has become like a trend all across like TikTok and Reels and everything else. And it was like, 2 days into the Olympics when they're like, oh yeah, well the U.S. has more medals, but they've got more people competing, and
we're doing more medals per person.
They're like, well, silver and bronze don't really matter except for tiebreakers. And I'm like,
Yes, they do.
Okay.
What?
As someone who's never won an Olympic medal, I would say that they are very important. All of them are very important.
It's not like you're only competing against 3 people, so it's
No.
not like there's only 3 awards. You're competing against 10.
You're competing against the world. These are the
Yeah.
best people from the world.
Yes, and so not everyone wins a medal. This isn't the participation award. These are you are the first, second, and third in the whole world in that sport.
And by the way, as we sit here right now, let me just point this out. The only people that have more gold medals than the United States is China.
Did they just go up this morning?
It was it was tied 1919.
So we have 19 gold medals. Australia has 12. We have 29 silver medals. Australia has 11. We have 27 bronze. They have 8.
We're leading in medal count in general.
I'm not going after Australia. Australia came at us, and they're like, this is some sort of rivalry, which evidently I was unaware of until I started seeing all this stuff on the internet. And they're like, well, America likes to say that they're leading the medal count, which, by the way, if you call it a medal count,
Then
we are.
We are by a lot.
Technically, if you want to say only gold medals matter, then
Y'all are way
China is
behind.
beating us by 2.
How much?
Just a silly fight.
I don't know where this came from. Like, I didn't know this was a thing.
It's like they do realize that
I need to go ask my bass player. He's from Brisbane.
it's
He'll
true.
tell me.
It's true. They do
Was this
realize
something I was unaware of?
they do realize like their exports are like Josh Giddey and Ben Simmons, right?
Whoa. Calm down. Anyway,
Patty Mills.
Australia, I love you.
And we're killing at the swimming game, and that's should be what they're good at.
I don't know what's happening.
Is there an
It's-
Olympic sport for fighting kangaroos?
There should be.
They would,
I'd watch that
they
for
would,
sure.
First of all, they would win that for sure.
Yeah, I think they would. Is there an Olympic
although
sport
there-
for drinking beer? 'Cause I
There
think
was the guy that, no, they can't. No. We can just put Wisconsin against them, and
I would love to
it's
see that
game
fight
over.
because I've been around people from both areas, and wow, that is a
game over.
lot. That is a lot.
Anyway, as much as I said I wasn't into the Olympics, I feel like, not because of anything I said, it was like the universe heard that from everyone this year and went, okay, bet we're going to make things really interesting.
For sure.
Like Noah Lyles winning the 100-meter
By a half
.005 seconds or whatever.
Half a toe.
Katie Ledecky
Oh, my God.
winning without anyone even in the frame. Of
Katie
the-
Ledecky winning. I thought she ran it by herself. I had to be honest. I didn't realize there were other people in the pool.
Simone Biles just being a badass. It's just
Also, I find it interesting, and I want to get your opinion on this. Do we think that the U.S. men's basketball team was just coasting up until the Olympics?
Yes. Yes.
Because Noah Lyles, I believe, actually, didn't he say something about him?
He made a comment.
Yeah.
Yeah. I watched all of the friendly game between South Sudan and the U.S. where the U.S. won by 1 point. And then...
Which, by the way, people were like, oh, it's LeBron James. LeBron James sucks. And I'm like, he's the one that won the game.
Yeah, he scored the game-winning basket with 6
I don't know
seconds
what
left.
you're talking about.
And then they came up and just beat the crap out of them in the actual tournament. Team USA is stacked, and I think it's just a matter of learning how to play with each other. Like Steph Curry hasn't played particularly well. Jason Tatum hasn't played particularly well, and they're both like due for just a 30-point game at any point. So
Just some monster get off. Yeah.
yeah, so I'd be very surprised. The one thing I will say about Team USA basketball is if you get the right matchup, Team USA is slow and old. So if you're fast and you can get into the paint, you can get by these guys for sure. But I still think the skill and talent will far exceed what they're going to run up to.
when is their final?
I have thoughts about when you are referencing a basketball team from USA being old.
Well, do people play till their age in the other countries?
Some of them do. Yeah. Some of them do.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I only say that in
What a sentence, though. Do some of them play to their age when they are
when I say
there?
their age,
Do
I
we
mean
think
like
the U.S. women's team is regretting not putting rookies on there?
I think so. But it'll be the last year that doesn't happen. So I'm making a bold prediction. Are you ready for this?
oh,
Yes.
Dear.
I believe that the WNBA will strike in the next 2 years.
Ooh.
Really?
That is my bold prediction.
In what way?
So the new TV rights deal came out in which the NBA made basically 20x more than the WNBA. The WNBA just got a little pittance of a amount of that money. Despite the fact that WNBA games are actually being watched more than normal NBA games right now. Almost like 100,000 more viewers.
Which ones?
There's a lot of Caitlin Clark games in there, but there's also just in general, I think the sport has a lot of eyes on it now that it did not have 2 years ago.
But
Perhaps maybe Angel Reese.
Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark,
Perhaps some people that should have been on the Olympic team. this
perhaps.
they're still like they're getting more views, but wouldn't this still come down to the sponsors wanting to sponsor those?
So here's the thing. They're and rightfully so, okay, the WNBA or the NBA basically funded the WNBA for the last 20 years. So they just got a big payout and they're like, you know what, like here's a little bit of money, but we've been investing in you for forever. So I understand them taking a good chunk of money, but
not just investing, losing money on
losing money to keep that
Every
league
single
going,
year.
and it's finally paying off. So what I'm thinking is going to happen is the WNBA players are going to look around and go, our product is being watched just as much as yours is, and we are not making 1/10 the money, and they will strike until a more fair rights deal is given to them.
All right, so this is a tough situation because then you're gonna make it sound like it's male versus female, and
It's product against product to me. I get it. It is. It will come. They will.
how many games does the WNBA play?
I don't know if it's the same amount or not.
It's not. It's nowhere close.
Yeah, so you can't expect the same pay for less product, I guess, or less games.
40 games.
Yeah. How many games are in an
82.
NBA season?
82.
So it's less than half.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It still doesn't matter. Ratings are ratings. Ratings means you get to charge advertisers more to do it. So right now,
Yes, but how often do you get to charge advertisers to do it? Because here's the other problem. How many teams are there in the WNBA?
I mean, why are you asking me all these questions? Like I should have.
Because I'm going by what advertisers would charge for revenue.
12 teams.
All right. How many teams are in the NBA?
32.
So 32 times 82 versus 12 times 40. What's the discrepancy?
Sure, a lot, but also when you have fewer games, every game matters more, which means there's more eyes on it. That's not necessarily a straight line between revenue dollars versus, yeah, you can make more because there's more games. But if you have 4 million, it's not 4 million, but it's 2 million people a game watching in the WNBA, and you have 800,000 or 1.1 on an NBA game.
But I would argue that the 2 million number is probably from the highest rated games. And there are some lower rated games in the WNBA that do not get that number.
Sure, but all you need is people to buy in, and then eventually they're going to be watching everything like they do with the
I
NBA.
agree, but you have to. If you build it, they will come.
That's why I think in the next 2 years they strike. And I don't think this year, and I don't think next year, but I think within the next 2 years, they were going to be putting out such a great product and being so vastly underpaid that they're going to look around and go, you know what?
I think if they strike, they're still not going to get what they want.
Well, you never. That's a negotiation tactic.
Yeah.
That would be like me saying, all right, well, I'm just not going to play any shows because you're not paying me what I think I'm worth.
Or I'm not going to release
get
a song
the number that I want, but they're not going to get the number they want on the other side.
Right.
You're going to meet in the middle.
Because then you're also hoping for, is there going to be more talent like Caitlyn and Angel coming out to continue the spotlight on women's WNBA, or are we going to just kind of fall off because we only watch Caitlyn Clark?
Well, that's the risk you
Angel
take when
Reese?
you strike.
Yeah, but you still have like Paige Beckers is coming. Like there's still a lot of really great women players in college that'll be coming in the next couple of years. Like
I just think there's such a focus on them right now. I
don't think it's going away, man. I think that it's here, and I think this is their moment.
I'm not against it being here. I hope I don't sound like that. I'm just saying there are discrepancies in the numbers we're talking about. You can't say that the WNBA is being watched more than the NBA.
For
That's
sure.
not true.
But if it's a 20 times payout for you're getting 80% of the same views.
Well, you're getting 80% of the same views over a much shorter season with less teams, and you're definitely not selling as many tickets.
I don't know that that's true. All of the Caitlin Clark games have been sellouts.
All of those games have been sellouts.
For sure. So I'm just saying this is happening. There's only 40 games. There are going to be sellouts. This is going to grow to a point where it's going to go, hey, we need more money. Like, this doesn't make sense. Everyone else is making money except for us. That's all I'm saying.
But
it's a bold prediction.
That's a bold strategy, Colin. Yeah. I will also say, again, I think if they're making the money and they're drawing the eyeballs, which right now they definitely are, they deserve to get paid. Mm-hmm. No doubt. That is not what I'm questioning. I am saying that they've been subsidized by the NBA for how many years?
At least
forever.
At least 20. Yeah. Over 20. 25. 98. 6. 30 years.
I
25.
think they should start scaling it to prevent them from doing that.
They should.
Because here's my thing. If you start paying everyone more over time as they're bringing in revenue, this is something that you basically said. It's like the beginning of my career as an artist, where when I got an advance, my first 2 album advances, which, now you hear about people getting, $7 million and
Sure.
all this stuff. No, I got like 30 grand.
Right.
I
Here.
took all of it. I put it back into my career, into my company. And that was basically how I kept everything alive for the first 4 years until I had my first hit with Getting You Home.
Yep.
And not complaining, because that was my decision to do that. But I feel like that's what the NBA has done. But now that they are drawing eyeballs and drawing attention, they should get paid what they're worth.
Absolutely. Should it be smoothed on the way up? Absolutely. Will it be? I doubt it. They did this. This is how Kevin Durant ended up on the Warriors. They didn't do a cap smooth, and they just opened up, hey, it's $25 more million. And it was like, oh. And now Kevin Durant's on the Warriors.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
do I think they should strike? If you're really asking me, the answer is yes. I think that they're vastly underpaid for what they're doing. But we'll see. That's why I think it's a bold prediction. I do have a couple football questions to ask you guys.
Oh, okay.
Like which type of football? Like rugby, where the USA women's team beat Australia?
You hear that, Australia? Did you hear that?
It's not even
Isn't that your sport?
Like, everyone's gonna hate me after this episode. Like this.
Hey, Chris, we unfortunately had to cancel your C2C performance in Australia next year. No, American football, the real football.
Oh my God! Now everyone's gonna hate you.
Josh wages war on the world.
Yeah.
I have some.
Just you versus the world, like you standing on the globe.
I'm here for it. I have a couple future bets that I wanted to run by you guys and see what you think. Again, 1-800-BETS-OFF. Do not bet money that you can't afford to lose. It's this one. I especially love this one. It's plus 550. Kansas City Chiefs to score one passing touchdown in every regular season game. 17 games.
The only thing that prevents that is if Mahomes gets hurt.
Carson Wentz looks pretty good as a backup. I feel okay about it. Plus 550.
I don't know if I trust that.
Plus 550. All right,
I'll bet it with you.
Just simmer on it. I'm already in on it. I already bet these. I'm just.
Damn it! I gotta do it. Oh, sorry.
Okay, number 2. Marvin Harrison Jr. plus 650 offensive rookie of the year. If you believe Caleb Williams is going to be awesome, which I don't.
No.
I don't think he is either.
If you believe Jaden Daniels is going to be awesome, which he might be, but your division is tough so I don't know that it's going to.
No, I don't think Marvin Harrison Jr. is rookie of the year.
Offensive rookie of the year.
No.
Who do you think it would be? I don't think it's Xavier Worthy. Kansas City Chiefs spread the ball out too much. You have Kyler and basically throwing to an awesome Marvin Harrison.
Yeah, because I know it's definitely not going to be Caleb.
See,
But who else can it be? This was my point, and that was kind of I went down this path already. Going,
yeah, I know what you're saying. By the way, in no way, I feel like I'm like qualifying everything that I say today on the podcast.
you know, you can just say your opinion. This is what the podcast is.
This is my opinion. I just don't know that Marvin Harrison Jr. isn't going to get double teamed every game that he plays.
We'll see.
Look, in the NFL, unless you have an A1 QB throwing to an A1 rookie wide receiver, you're not coming out like just dropping dimes.
It's
not going to happen.
It's a nice little juice because I don't know who else would win it. That was my whole point.
I got you.
Is because I don't believe in Caleb Williams, and I don't think that Jaden Daniels will have enough success.
I think it's going to be someone probably in the middle of the first round that we don't expect that will pop up on a team.
Sure, some backup running back that has a great year, like
has just
Pacheco
amazing
or something
year.
like that. Yeah,
Exactly.
Okay, it's plus 650 if you want it. This one's my favorite. I'm back on my future divisional bet.
Dear.
The bundle them all together. You ready?
Hang on.
This is 6 teams.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Plus 4,961.
Oh my God.
It is the Kansas City Chiefs
Okay.
to win their division. This is all to win the division. San Francisco 49ers,
Okay.
Atlanta Falcons, Kirk Cousins. Think about it.
If he's
Cousins
healed,
is better than you think he is.
Cousins is better than you think he is, and that's a very winnable division.
If he's healed.
Green Bay Packers.
Over.
The Lions. Everything broke the correct way for the Lions last year, and I don't know that they can do that again.
I still think they'll be better than Green Bay.
Houston Texans, who are just loaded.
They are stacked for sure. I could see that.
And unfortunately, the Philadelphia Eagles.
But didn't the Eagles get rid of half their team?
They lost both coordinators 2 years ago.
I disagree.
Okay, hit me.
And I'm going to tell you why. And this is going to make me sound like a homer.
Is this the same? All the same bet, but plus the Cowboys?
No. I think it will be Lions and Cowboys.
Really? I love the Lions.
I'm telling you, I know that obviously
They feel jaded from their loss last year. I think they're going to come back with vengeance.
I just think that Packers team put something together pretty incredible.
But you're still putting a lot of hope and love.
I think he looked really good last year. And they added Josh Jacobs. And they added Rome Aduzzi. I don't remember his last name.
I love that you're wagering betting on someone that you don't remember their name.
I know he's good. He could be Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Okay.
All I'm saying, plus almost 5,000.
I like all of those, but I would say I would go for Lions over Packers, and then I might just leave that last division out.
Well, you won't get the odds if you do that.
Yeah, that's the problem. Betting
Betting is fun. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah. I feel like we've spent enough time on that, so we'll talk after the podcast is done, and I will possibly make a wager. We'll see. Let's go to movies. Movies. Okay.
Yes, this movie.
I find it hilarious because just on like socials and stuff that I've seen, it seems to be every other thing that I see about this is either this is the most amazing thing I've ever seen or we hate it.
Mm.
If you hated this movie,
I don't know how you could hate this movie. This movie is completely, exactly, perfectly what it was supposed to be.
We have not named the movie. It is.
No. I'm getting there. If you have never read a Deadpool comic before, or you've not seen the first or second movie, get out. Like, don't talk to me about this movie. Obviously, this movie is hyper violent. It is rated R. That is sort of the shtick. That's the whole point. You're supposed to break the fourth wall if you're a character in this movie. It's supposed to be irreverent humor. It's supposed to make fun of itself and then also have like moments. And there are moments in this movie that are like emotional.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There are. This is Deadpool and Wolverine, rated R, 2024. Action comedy, 2 hours and 7 minutes. And 2 weeks in, it is the third highest grossing rated R movie ever.
what's the first?
It's going to pass the one that's in number one. It's going to. Like there's no question. So, sorry, I'm trying to get to it in my phone because I saved it earlier because I knew this was going to come up. Worldwide, Todd Phillips' Joker is actually number one at 1.06 billion.
Oh, it'll crush that.
Yeah.
It'll take like a week for this movie to overtake that. Bets on the film are somewhere in the 1.2 to 1.3 billion range. I think it could have further legs than that because it did not drop off like everyone expected it to.
Is this worldwide or just U.S.?
Worldwide. This is everything.
Okay.
Oppenheimer is currently number 2 at 975.2 million. I just don't think there's any question that it's just going to crush both of those numbers. And it is also allowed. Hit the spoiler button.
Time for some spoilers.
Jump 30 seconds if you don't want to hear a spoiler.
Jump maybe a couple
also,
minutes because I have a lot of stuff I want to talk to you
Well,
about.
we need to read the rundown and stuff too.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to do that. Will y'all let me do my job? I know what I'm doing. I've done this with y'all for years.
It's out of order.
I know it's not out of order. I'm trying to talk about something. Wesley Snipes broke a Guinness Book of World Records for the longest stretch of a continuously played Marvel hero, which before that was Wolverine by Hugh Jackman, because it's been like 24 years.
Heck yeah.
Really, really cool. All right. So Deadpool's peaceful existence comes crashing down when the TVA, I don't even know how they spelled all that out, the Time Variance Authority, but it's the TVA, recruits him to help safeguard the multiverse. He soon unites with his would-be pal Wolverine to complete the mission and save his world from an existential threat. I'm not even going to look through this whole cast because there's so many people that guessed in
so
there.
many cameos.
But
It was amazing.
I loved seeing Leslie Uggams back as Blind Owl, Ryan Reynolds, Hugh Jackman, Emma Corrin. Too many to mention.
Like he said, I'm not going to go through this, and he started listing all of them.
Yeah, I was just trying to listen like the first 4 or 5, and absolutely incredible movie in my opinion. Is it violent? Is it for everyone? No, it's not. Is definitely violent. Yes, it is. So yes, it is. No, it's not. But I thought this was peak Ryan Reynolds. Bravo, sir. Hats off to you.
Ryan Reynolds alone, I feel like, could save the Marvel universe.
Well, he did.
I'm pretty sure he just did. And I know Kevin Feige has said this, and I'm just echoing the statement, but this is potentially the third most important movie in the MCU behind Infinity War and Endgame.
I agree.
They were able to, there's so much to unpack about this movie, and there's so many inside jokes that are especially funny if you're a nerd that read comics like you and I did, because like the appearance of Patch or the actual correct sized Wolverine, in which the comics he's supposed to be
So
5'3", and then the movies they cast 6'2" Hugh Jackman.
Time for some spoilers.
The cavalry.
Yeah, exactly. So
That was amazing.
I mean, there are so many inside jokes, and we'll get to it in a second. But like, the reason this movie is so important is they've now opened the door to allow Deadpool to sort of fix anything that they screw up along the way. They can use this storyline to sort of like self-correct anything in the multiverse, anything that they're like, what happened here? Why did this thing just go away? We can just be like, oh, we threw it to the void, and then Deadpool can fix it. Like, they've left themselves a lot of room to make a lot of really interesting decisions moving forward.
What's the name of it? God, comic book friends of mine would punch me in the mouth for not knowing this. The timeline. What do they call it? The sacred timeline.
Sacred timeline.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. To unpack all of this, there is the timeline that Wolverine exists in the X-Men movies, which was owned by Fox. And then when Disney bought Fox in 2019, these things can start to be merged. So they're trying to bring some of those people into what we would call the sacred timeline, or the MCU as we know it for the last 10 years, 15 years, whatever. The amount of inside jokes.
Oh my God.
I love the reaming on Fox the entire time.
Like making fun of Fox, that's one.
The fact that like when they're out in the desert and there's like the 20th Century Fox logo buried in the background, they don't even address it.
No, it's just it's out there in the void. There's like digs at Hugh Jackman throughout the whole thing, in which they're fighting in the van, and all of a sudden Greatest Showman soundtrack turns on.
I heard that too.
Also, at some point, Deadpool looks at him. He's like, well, he's let himself go since the divorce, which Hugh Jackman got divorced last year, which means they would have made that joke in the middle of his divorce, like as he was going through it. So that's just brutal. And then for the comic book nerds, the appearance of Patch, Tiny Wolverine, Weapon X from 2029, the guy with the stub for the hand.
Yeah.
There was just a lot of callbacks to comics that if you didn't know these very important, like either covers of specific comics or storylines, you just go, oh yeah, there's a bunch of Wolverines. That's cool. I truly think this is one of the most important movies in the MCU, and I could not have enjoyed it more.
It was, I loved it more than anything. Obviously, there's definitely a spoiler here, so please skip this. In some of the people that are playing superheroes in this movie, I want them to continue.
Yes.
Portraying.
You can say who it is.
I
Go ahead.
want Channing Tatum to be Gambit.
Well, you know what?
He did absolutely amazing as Gambit.
The reason why that's funny is Channing Tatum wanted Channing Tatum to be Gambit.
Yeah.
Because back in 2014 is when he was attached to a Gambit movie for Fox, and it got shelved.
What
They
does
need
he
to
say
bring
at the
it
end?
back.
When they're facing down, everybody goes,
Blade goes, we finally get the ending we deserve. And he goes, or for people to know about us at all.
he goes, oh. I just want you to remember what happened here today. Sorry, it's like the worst.
It's not any better than what his accent was.
No,
No,
but
I think his whole thing was he was intentionally being like over the top.
For sure.
I loved it. I thought it was great.
The Jennifer Garner dig at Ben
Oh,
Affleck.
my
I mean,
God.
there's so Blade going.
I skate uphill,
and then like there's only one Blade, knowing full well that Mahershala Ali right now is like attached to a Blade film.
although it doesn't look like that's going to happen. So
I think it'll still happen. If Doctor Strange 2 happened, I think Blade,
dude,
Blade can happen.
Deadpool and Wolverine cost $300 million.
It's awesome.
Like 200 to produce and 100
And 100
million to market.
for Chris Evans.
Dude, the Chris Evans post-credit scene.
That was awesome. How loud did you laugh when he used his catchphrase?
I
loved it.
I died.
I loved it so much.
I fully died.
The music starts and I was like, really? And then he does Flame On, and I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. We're ruining this movie. If you're listening to this
No.
podcast and you've not already seen it and you're like really excited for it, I'm sorry.
It'll
but
still be just as
we're 2 weeks
entertaining.
in. Come on. I'm going to go watch it again.
I think if you're listening and you would have already seen this movie. You know what I mean?
I agree.
If you haven't seen it by now, you're probably not going to
We
see it.
told you to watch the movie. We hope you watch the movie because we talk about the movie. That's what happens.
Yeah.
I will probably go see this movie in the theaters again.
All right. I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm here this week.
Great.
When you feel better, let me
Yeah.
know.
let me recoup first.
Now the real question is, what do we do next week?
That's a very good question.
It's hard
Wolverine
to top.
and Deadpool again.
Again.
Like, how do we
Yeah.
top this movie?
You don't.
No.
You don't. Did I delete?
God darn it.
That's a good catch.
There we go. Fandango.
Well, I do.
I do not want to watch Beetlejuice.
I actually do want to see
What?
Beetlejuice.
Is that out this week?
Oh, when is Trap out? I want to see Trap so
Trap's
bad.
out
It's out.
already.
Can we do that one?
We can do Trap.
What's Trap?
That's M. Night Shyamalan. It's Josh Hartnett takes his daughter to a concert, but it's really a trap to catch him, the serial killer.
I'm down.
Oh, someone said it was good.
All right, that's what we're doing. We're doing Trap.
Yeah.
That's going to be the movie for this
Do you
week.
guys really want to see Beetlejuice?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Really? I loved the first one.
See, we're opposite. You wanted Twisters. I wanted Beetlejuice.
Yeah, but Twisters was awesome.
No, it wasn't.
And Beetlejuice is going to be awesome because it's the same actors.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's why it's going to be awesome. It's because they're not trying to do something dumb with it.
All right, let's go to the hot take.
I will not hear the slander. Twisters was awesome.
If you were
How dare you?
kidnapped,
Glenn Powell, that's my answer.
stop it.
Of course.
If you were kidnapped, what movie, star, character would you pick to save you?
Glenn Powell from Twisters. That's not my answer, but he would do a good job.
Are you like filling in for Ryan today since he's not here? You just have to talk over me with nonsense.
I'm going to mute myself. Go ahead.
If you were kidnapped, what movie star character would you pick to save you? And I'm going with Liam Neeson. Specifically,
Taken.
Liam
Taken.
Neeson from Taken. And there's a reason why. Do I think he is the best action movie star character? No. Do I think there's other people that could take him down? Yes. He has a very particular set of skills. And that is the defining characteristic that I need. This is a guy that will track people down and figure out using his brain alongside brawn to get someone back safely.
And just to clarify, you need to say the actor he's like his role he's playing. So it would be Liam Neeson
In the first Taken, which is what I just said.
Wait, are you picking Liam Neeson from...
I said Liam Neeson in the first Taken
Okay,
movie.
well, what's his character name?
You want to look it up?
Dad? I don't know.
Everyone knows what I mean.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm just saying whenever I put the
Liam Neeson from Taken.
Yeah. Problem solved. Hey, Haley, what's yours? I'm curious. Is it
Y'all
is
are-
it Liam
Are
Neeson?
you gonna
No,
be
no,
like
no,
Neo
it's
from
not.
The Matrix,
Liam-
knowing full well that you mean Keanu Reeves?
No.
Liam Neeson from The Holiday?
No, I'm not doing Liam Neeson.
Or
Okay.
Love Actually, not The Holiday. Dang it. The other one. Love Actually.
If I was kidnapped, the person that I would want to save me.
His name is Brian Mills in the film, and
That's
I
right.
guarantee you that 99% of people out there did not know that off the top of their head. It's Liam Neeson from Taken.
Okay, well, the person that I want to come save me is going to be Denzel Washington, a.k.a. Robert McCall from The Equalizer.
Interesting, him and not John Creasy from Man on Fire.
Only
Ooh.
because he was a government assassin. He has all of the he had 3 movies of
That's a
particular
good- that's a good
skills.
pick.
It's a good pick.
Yeah.
I'm
That's a
not,
good pick.
You
It's
can
a good
defend it.
pick.
I just, John Creasy like puts C4 up dudes' butts and blows them up on cars. You know what I mean?
Correct, but in his old age,
I'm
I
sorry
can see that he.
if there's someone listening to this with their family.
That's
in
what
the
happened in
car.
the movie. I didn't write it.
Like in the 3rd movie, he's old and trying to retire, and he's still a badass. So at least I know when his character got old, he could still do it.
Liam Neeson was old in the first movie.
I'm just
John Creasy literally gives up his self to die so that she can live. So,
Okay.
yeah, but at
So
least
who-
he's
who are
still
you
around to
going
save
with?
me.
It
However many
just-
times
it-
I get kidnapped.
oh, this is great. No, this is great. There is only one answer for this: the Baba Yaga, John Wick.
But no,
You don't
Baba
get-
Yaga doesn't save everyone. In fact, the reason the first movie starts is because his wife passes away. They break into his house.
Chris, the
and
question
end
was-
his dog.
Chris, the question was: I don't care if he likes saving people or if he's good at it.
He's
Who do
not good at it.
who
That's
do-
the whole point.
Who do I want to save me? And
No!
the answer is John Wick. You can poke holes in all you want. I want John Wick killing as many
I
people
don't.
as
I don't
as
have to
possible.
poke holes in it. Basically, you're gonna have holes poked in you because
poking-
that's not what he does.
He's the one poking holes in people with
He
pencils.
keeps himself alive.
Okay, great. That seems like he's going to survive to get me out of there. Due to can't be killed.
Thank you guys so much for listening to Quad with Chris Young. As always, I'm
Still
Chris.
alive right now.
From me, Haley, Josh, and Ryan and Monsell. We love you guys, and we're out.
He might be here right now. We don't know.
I don't think he's here.
Can we get like a photo of him just like sitting